For billions of years, dragons have stood at the top of the food chain, with the White Dragon King as the mightiest among them, even making the gods tremble in fear. Yet today, for reasons unknown, the White Dragon King has allowed himself to be slain by humans, despite never doing anything to earn their hatred. Perhaps his very existence as a threat to the world was enough, so they struck first. As he faced his end, with humanity offering no excuses, the White Dragon King simply gazed at the sky one last time, wishing his soul to descend into hell, for it felt like a fitting end for a sacred dragon who lived since ancient times alongside the gods. His body began to shatter, merging back into the earth, returning the dragon god to eternal rest, or so it seemed. But unexpectedly, the White Dragon was reincarnated as a young boy in a humble family, now named Doran. Years passed, and the child grew up, of course, still remembering his past life. In his village, he befriended a sweet and charming girl named Ai. Seeing the peaceful scenery around, Doran often felt that life here was truly meaningful, yearning to savor this quiet existence with his family and community. Their village, called Veron, lies on the northern border of the Arest continent, where the main economy is agriculture. Every day, Doran helps his parents by tending the fields, fertilizing and watering, even if it smells a bit foul, because in the end it makes the crops thrive and brings in more income. With knowledge from millions of years of life, he can do anything to support his village. At just 15, he's considered an adult, ready to live independently. After farm work, Doran often goes fishing with his brother, who talks about how Doran must soon investigate the dangerous swamp nearby. That place isn't far from the village, and if trouble brews, the people could be in grave danger. As someone with fighting skills, Doran was chosen for the task, which should have fallen to the garrison soldiers. But seeing them busy protecting the village, Doran volunteered instead and didn't want anyone to join him, fearing they'd face harm. Later, he took the fish he caught to sell to acquaintances, who were surprised he was still so relaxed the day before his departure. Doran joked that he's prepared everything early and is just waiting for the day. Melida and Amb, his trainers in combat, teach the village children to fight and defend against common beasts. Doran helps too, but this time he left it to them. Lately there are many shady figures around, and the village lacks enough soldiers, so everyone strong is occupied. Each person must stay vigilant and train to protect one another. Then, Iri arrived to call her friend for magic lessons. She really likes Doran for his good looks and talents. The two went to an old woman's house in the village to practice. In truth, Doran has the power of a dragon but lives as a human, so he avoids using it. Besides learning spells from the old woman, he picks up many other skills from her. His weakest area is potion making, which he values, so everyone in the village learns a bit for self-defense. By evening, he met a girl from elsewhere, introduced by the village elder as Christina, from a noble background, so they reminded Doran to treat her well. She's strong and straightforward, shaking hands politely. From that handshake, they both sensed the other's strength but didn't say a word. Returning home, Doran went to harvest some tubers for winter, where the risk of death from cold is high and summer brings unbearable heat. It gave him a new perspective on human life. Back at his parents' house, his little brother Mao welcomed him warmly. That's the joy of family. Before leaving, Doran wanted to ensure his parents and brother stayed safe. They sat down for a happy meal, with Mom's cooking as masterful as ever, leaving the three of them scraping the plates clean. Dad talked about how independent life is freeing but a bit lonely, urging Doran to find a girl and marry, like his brother Dallon. Doran has heard this advice often but isn't ready yet. He wants a few more years of freedom. When asked about tomorrow's trip to the lizard god tribe's old home, Mom worried about dangers on the way, but not going wasn't an option. Iri reminded Doran to be careful. He assured her he'd just observe from afar, so she didn't need to worry. Dad praised his grown son for making his own decisions, saying to follow his heart but stay safe. The next day, villagers came to see him off, surprising Durant that's what they could do for him, as the soldiers should have gone. The garrison captain even considered switching shifts, but Melida stopped him, saying who would protect the village. Iri cast a blessing spell for his safe return, while his master and Iri warned of an ill omen in the journey, urging him to stay alert. Iri had packed food for him to eat along the way. They knew the lizard god tribe used to interact with their village occasionally, but lately they've all vanished without a trace. So, Doran's task is to check what threatened the lizard tribe, and if it's a danger to their village. Upon arrival, he scouted the swamp and sensed something suspicious through seismic vibe. She realized the earth element here was overwhelmingly strong, while water was fading fast. No wonder the lizard tribe had to leave. Without water they couldn't survive. Doran admitted that Maguru's divinations are often spot on. Suddenly, a noise erupted nearby and he drew his sword cautiously. Only powerful monsters could thrive here, so he assumed his foe was formidable, but instead, a clueless snake girl appeared. At first, feeling threatened, she tried to act tough to scare him, But Doran wondered what a Lamia was doing here. This wasn't their ideal habitat. As legends say, the snake folk are incredibly beautiful, using enchantment spells, though this one seemed off. She attempted her charm magic and the moves her mother taught, but something was just wrong, so Doran wasn't affected at all. In his eyes, her actions looked more like she was dazed and confused. Suddenly, the real threat to the lizard tribe emerged, a massive beast, and the innocent girl was in its grasp, about to be crushed. But just in time, Doran saved her, pulling her away to hide. From then on, she dropped her guard and followed his lead. Once the monster left, she asked what it was. Doran figured it was a mad earth spirit. She said she'd never seen anything so huge and ugly. He explained how the lizard tribe once lived in this swamp but was driven away by this rampaging earth spirit. Not long ago, Varen felt a massive earthquake, likely driving the spirit mad. There's no cure for its condition, so Doran proposed teaming up with his new friend to stop its advance. She introduced herself as Selena and said her snake folk can use magic, asking if she could help. Selena claimed she could, but sadly, her earth-based magic matched the spirit's, making it tricky. Doran just needed her to distract it a bit. Okay, leave it to me, she said. Even though it's the same element, a Lamia's spell still packs some punch. Hearing that, Doran felt more confident and assigned her the distraction role while he planned the finishing blow. Selena agreed, but worried about their teamwork since they just met. Doran gave her a firm, reassuring look, proving he could handle it. The silly girl even wished him well but accidentally recited wedding vows, leaving Doran speechless. Just then, the earth spirit approached their spot. As soon as they got the signal, both charged in, Selena holding her ground to summon a massive blast, while Doran supported to pin it down. Since it was the same element, her attack shattered quickly, but those few seconds were enough for Doran to get into position. He leaped high, unleashing his unique dragon-infused strike on his sword, slicing the earth spirit in half with one blow. Mud burst everywhere, making Selena panic and run, but she ended up covered in filth, though unharmed. Doran checked on her, thanking his new friend for the help. He introduced himself as Doran from Varan village, and complimented her beautiful name, making her blush. Together, they headed to a spot for Selena to clean up. By nightfall, things settled, and Doran cooked a warm meal for his adorable companion. Meeting a guy unafraid of her like this made Selena so happy. He explained that she seemed different from other Lamia he'd known, maybe a bit more naive. Usually Lamia are cautious and attack humans on sight, but she was dancing around harmlessly. Since no Lamia villages were nearby, he asked where she was from. Selena said that when a snake person turns 17, they must leave to find their lifelong partner. She's on that journey now, sadly without meeting anyone as kind as him. Her tribe is all female, so they pair with strong mates, rarely having sons, and if they do, the child takes the father's race. Legend has it, Lamia originated from a human woman cursed, resulting in half-human, half-snake offspring. Their bodies carry strong toxins, so partners must be immune to survive intimacy. Hearing this, Doran realized how tough it is for them to find mates. Selena shared that her mother met her father on a similar quest, and he's human like Doran. That's why she's more beautiful than other Lamia he's seen. Complimented on being cute, Selena blushed, maybe falling for him, but feared harming him, so she held back her feelings. Trying his cooking, she admitted it was top-notch. Her childish personality made Doran chuckle. If she's like this, marriage might be tough for her partner. Seeing his radiant smile when talking about family, Selena guessed he lives happily with his loved ones, making Doran reminisce about his lonely dragon days. The next morning, they parted ways, wishing each other well. Suddenly, Doran remembered Lamia love life energy, so he shared a bit with Selena as a gift, but it was too strong, nearly knocking her out, as dragon essence is something else. They promised to visit each other's villages when free, then said goodbye. A few days later, Selena met two friendly adventurers, who chatted and complimented her strength for carrying so much. She innocently said she's harmless, so don't be scared. But when they saw her lower body, they bolted, leaving her sad, as it always happens. Meanwhile, Doran was practicing with his master's guidance, brewing magic potions, something he's not great at. Unlike regular ones, these use energy-packed ingredients, so one mistake could be fatal. Eri is skilled, but Doran keeps messing up, apologizing to Meguru for the wasted lessons. Eri comforted him, saying not to put himself down, he's great at identifying herbs. Grateful, Doran admitted he struggles with complex formulas. As a former dragon, he never got sick, so medicine wasn't his thing. Meguru praised Eri's work, making her beam, and sent her out to play, though she'd rather stay with Doran. The master discussed Doran's advanced attack magic, saying with more practice he could save many lives. She advised not to rush, as there's no shortcut to success. His talents are clear, but challenges will push him further. She wants to turn his failed potions into antidotes, so he should keep training here. For lunch, Eri invited him to eat with her family. Though not his first time, their kindness made him shy. Before meals, they pray to the nature god, Mial. Seeing her statue, Doran, her old friend, felt a pull. After eating, he rushed off and was called by his sister Mew for fresh milk. As a half-human, half-cow, she has plenty and shares with the villager. Nothing beats milk from a young, beautiful woman like her. The men flock for it, and Doran, a fan, accepted gladly. Then, he headed to the training ground to help. Christina spotted him curiously. Anne was drilling the kids as usual. He's a few years older than Doran but a close friend. The children ran to show off to Doran, who felt a familiar presence in the nearby Foresta monster's aura, making him worry, so he went to check. By night he realized it was Selena's energy, but she should be far away. Approaching, he caught her bathing and greeted her casually. She was startled but tried to cover up, accidentally spilling water. Doran picked her up. It was an awkward scene since she had nothing to hide with. As someone not bothered by romance, especially after all that cow milk, he acted normal. When asked why she was here, she told him to turn away, but he refused, complimenting her beauty. Lovely things are meant to be admired. She got embarrassed, scolding him, but he insisted it didn't diminish her charm. Doran saw admiring beauty as a natural instinct, so no shame. Selena yelled at him for not listening, even slapping him lightly until he apologized. Softer now, she explained. She came because plans to find a mate in the south failed. Everyone else fled from her. Only Doran treated her well, so she sought him out. He was fine with it and was glad to see her. Hearing that, she brightened up. Doran suggested they live together, as his parents kept pushing for a partner. When asked, Selena thought it was a confession and worried about being seen as a dangerous monster. But Doran had a plan and noted the village has many half-beasts, so adding a cute monster like her should be okay. At first people might be wary, but she'd win them over. Excited about the chance to live among humans, Selena couldn't contain her joy, saying it would make her life thrilling. Doran felt like he was flirting, and Selena smiled, thinking living with him would be fun and even better if they did what couples do, as he might withstand her toxin. She admitted another reason for coming. His life energy was the most delicious she'd ever tasted. Teasingly, Doran promised to share it any time if they lived together. Now smitten, Selena agreed, and they plotted to build ties with the village. Days later, villagers received gifts of meat and fish from Selena. From footprints and items, they guessed it was a monster, but a strong, dangerous Lamia. The village, always cautious of threats, held a meeting with the elder and officials. Lamia are rare but deadly, and her appearance here raised alarms. The gifts were tasty, but Barlan urged gathering forces to eliminate her before trouble. The elders debated, knowing even one Lamia is a risk. Doran overheard and worried if their trust plan would work. Selena tried hard to offer these gifts. Maguru was optimistic, saying not to rush, perhaps there's a reason for the offerings. They should wait for her to show herself. Eri brought Maguru's divination, which foresaw the snake bringing good fortune. Hearing that, everyone relaxed and decided to wait, easing Doran's mind. That afternoon, Doran told Selena it was time for the final step. People were less guarded, so their plan might succeed. The next day, Balan and Madil gathered a group to find the Lamia, with Doran along to intervene if needed. Anne worried about unguarded areas, but Doran was glad more witnesses would see Selena's kindness. The key figures were Barlan, Madil, and the priestess Letia, a devotee of Mayal with healing and detox powers. Her approval could seal the deal. The plan was to stage a rescue, Doran as the victim attacked by a fanged rabbit, with Selena stepping in. But things escalated when a massive armored bear appeared, far worse than expected. It was incredibly strong, and Barlan warned everyone to fall back. In the panic, his son tripped and was targeted. Doran rushed in just in time, and Selena did the same, shielding the brothers with her skills, forcing the bear back without harm. Witnessing her power, people were wary, but the boy was grateful. His father pulled him away, while Doran stayed to protect her, saying she saved them. Madil thought she was friendly, but Barlan as leader remained cautious. Doran insisted on not repaying kindness with harm. When asked about the gifts, Selena admitted it and bowed, begging to live with them, as she's tired of being rejected for her travels. The soldiers felt for her sincerity, and her reason for saving the boys. She didn't want their families to grieve, especially since her father was human. Maguru's prophecy held true, and Letia received a divine message from Mial accepting Selena. Everyone agreed, astonishing Doran, as he felt his old friend helped. Mial declared Selena not evil but a child of nature, promoting peace. Selena closed her eyes to ease fears from her curse and fainted from exhaustion, so they took her for treatment. The next day she was given a house as a new villager, filling her with joy. She received many gifts, including from Barlan's family as an apology and thanks. Eri, unfamiliar with Lamia, wanted Selena to teach her, and Doran introduced them as neighbors. They celebrated the success, and Doran thanked his divine friend for the sign. That night, he used his special ability to visit Mile as a spirit, piercing through 9 cloud layers to a breathtaking realm. Sensing her dragon friend, Moyle welcomed him. Once close, she called him by name, but now as a human he addressed her as goddess. She teased that he's adapted to mortal life and knew all about Selena. Doran thanked her again for the divine intervention that saved Selena. Now, things are settled. Surprised she recognized him, Mile explained she heard his dragon soul's prayers. What Selena received was a wish for joyful living, so different from the lone white dragon king. Doran didn't deny it, saying in this life, he has kind friends. Before his death by the hero's sword, he felt relief, not despair, but now, he cherishes each day, knowing human bodies are fragile. Mile saw him living brightly, and sensed his pure joy, especially with the Lamia girl. Doran didn't deny it and promised to meet again. Later, Selena woke him cheerfully for a new day, excited and up early. He reminded her to knock next time, or it might become a bad habit. Seeing his happy face, she asked, and he joked about dreaming of an old friend saying nice things. They had planned to harvest potatoes with Christina, so Selena wanted to join. Christina's been joyful lately and sent letters to her family in the kingdom, specifically to the head of the Grand Academy. Since it's from her, the head, Olivia, opened it eagerly. At the academy, everyone knows Christina as their pride. Olivia was excited to read it. The letter described Christina's life in Varan, a small village rich in warmth, where people face harsh weather and beasts, so most know how to fight. She recounted her first spar with Medill. Though strong in the village, against Christina, Medill was disarmed even seriously, earning everyone's respect. Medill praised her sword skills, and they all celebrated. Barlan hosted a feast to show the village's hospitality. The kindness enchanted Christina. Though life is tough, the food is delicious, made with heart by the women. At first, treated so well, she felt out of place as a noble, with people hesitant to be casual. This made her feel a bit lonely watching others laugh freely. At night, she practiced sword alone, and Selena and Duran noticed, approaching to chat. They realized she was distant, so the cheerful Selena invited her over. Selena showed her straw bed with stuffed animals, saying it's so warm, and urged Christina to try. Hesitant at first with Duran there, she lay down and admitted it was surprisingly comfortable. They shared about their early days. Selena feared rejection as a monster, but everyone accepted her. Barlan's family was especially kind, and Mew's milk is addictive. Lately, they held milk contests, explaining why Christina saw gatherings at their house. Barlan caught a big fish and treated the village. Doran shared how everyone has their charming quirks. Selena teased Doran for being distant and pulled him onto the bed with Christina. He went along, laughing. Days later, the village held a milk drinking contest. Mew asked about the new flavor, and it was praised. Barlan challenged the skinny ones to bulk up. Christina and Selena joined, impressing everyone with her stamina. This bridged their gaps, and Barlan dueled her in drinking. Confident, she agreed, and though he's the village champ, she outlasted him, leaving him tipsy. Everyone cheered, hugging her, making her feel accepted. His wife offered their daughter's milk, which was refreshing, and Christina asked for more, delighting the girl. Now, Selena and Doran saw Christina bonding with the village. In her letter, she called Varan a place worth living. Olivia was shocked Christina befriended Alamia, but this news stirred trouble among nobles who see them as threats. Kien, a court mage, wanted details and suggested investigating, as it might relate to recent disappearances. The Varan overseer seemed on her side, sending soldiers to capture Selena. Unaware, Duran, Selena, and Christina were harvesting potatoes. Suddenly, soldiers surrounded Selena on Guda's orders. The priestess reminded them of Miles' blessing, but they ignored it, citing precautions as land managers. Doran sensed something off and realized Guda was suspicious. He demanded to accompany Selena, and they allowed it. Villagers disapproved of the soldiers' hypocrisy. Christina rushed to the academy for help from Olivia. In the carriage, Selena was scared, her first time, but Doran's presence calmed her. He asked if she was okay, and she smiled, though her eyes showed fear. He hugged her, promising safety, like his mum did. She cried and shared her worries. Christina reached Olivia, who guessed the issue and calmed her. Selena wouldn't be harmed due to Miles' blessing. Kian orchestrated this, linking to disappearances. They were called to meet Guda in a secluded spot. Their expressions turned shocked after. Back at the academy, Christina learned Kien and her faction are the real villains. Desperate, she was advised not to act rashly. They were brought to Kien, who welcomed them smugly. She asked about Doran, and he explained his involvement. She invited them to dine, with Guda sent away. Selena enjoyed the feast, thanking them, and asked about citizenship papers. Kien said it'd be processed tomorrow if proven innocent. Relieved, Selena thought it was over, Kayan warned of the dangers Lamia posed with manipulation powers but found her pure and beautiful. At the academy, Gouda explained the cases. Christina knew of the unsolved girls' disappearances, and a witch over 300 years old, rumored to body swap for youth. He said the witch targeted a Lamia. Christina realized Kien was the witch but wondered why Gouda helped. With time short, she decided to follow for answers. Selena was on the operating table as the witch admired her. Doran woke and stopped her from harming his future wife. Shocked her sedative failed, he broke the magic circle and confronted Cayenne. She admitted to countless killings for research, as everyone craves beauty. Doran, the White Dragon King, knew words were useless and pressed her on the body count. She laughed, saying she stopped at over 100, using forbidden magic from demons to stay young by stealing parts. Doran recognized the taboo and asked if she pacted with demons. Cayenne was impressed by his knowledge and bragged about her enhancements. Selena woke, horrified. Cayenne noted improving her sedatives. Selena realized Gouda's role. Doran said they'd recorded everything with a sound device. Christina and officials arrived, and Selena was glad. Cayenne shared her backstory of envying beauty since childhood, leading to murders. She used dark magic to assemble parts, backed by demons, but failed against true beauty like Olivia. Now, her plan ruined, she wanted Selena for her collection. Battle ensued. Christina asked about the creature. Doran explained it's a fusion of species, proving her demon pact, so it must be destroyed. The witch saw her form as the ultimate beauty. Soldiers couldn't handle it, so Selena used her eyes to control it briefly, but it faded. Christina protected her and charged, slicing its tentacles, making Ken agony. She enhanced herself, creating eyes to track them and spewing toxic smoke. Doran drew a magic circle to end it without damage. Olivia tried summoning spirits but couldn't. Doran told everyone to step back as he activated the heavenly spear, raining billions of weapons to shred the abomination, sealed in a barrier. It exploded harmlessly. They'd used the evidence against her accomplices. Days later, the pair stayed at Olivia's house, with Doran teaching Selena paperwork. Christina visited, and Olivia with Gouda arrived. Gouda apologized. They acted to gain the witch's trust. Selena was shocked but unharmed. They were surprised by the bait plan. Doran had antidotes from his master. Today, Gouda brought Selena's citizenship papers. Overjoyed, she was now a kingdom resident. Olivia mentioned a familiar guest, Renz, Maguru's son and Doran's friend. Maguru sent word about Selena, so he offered help. He invited them to tour the city, full of vibrant markets. Selena helped a boy with his dropped item but faced prejudice. Doran comforted her, and she brushed it off. Renz returned the item, and they headed back, as everything was resolved. He asked if Doran wanted to enroll, praising his talents. Doran declined, citing village duties. Olivia urged him to expand his knowledge for protection, keeping the offer open. On the way home, Christina asked about his choice. He loved the village and could protect it with his dragon strength. Selena didn't want him to go, but Christina saw the academy's value. In a distant forest, a grave threat loomed. Demons released thousands of monsters to invade, hitting the elf tribe first. Fierce ant swarms slaughtered warriors effortlessly. Others arrived, horrified, as a dying elf warned of the demon vessel. Back in peaceful Varan, Doran and Christina trained the kids, who were skilled from early training. Barlan announced a break. Selena recalled the academy invitation, wondering if Doran would leave. Seeing the children play with her tail, she chased them, then felt glad she was part of the village, hoping these moments last forever. Christina wanted to explore the forest for thrills. Doran warned against it, but she had reasons. Anne couldn't herd pigs, and the forest has acorns they love. He knew she'd go anyway, so he agreed, forming a well-armed pig-herding team. The forest air was refreshing, perfect for relieving stress, as Christina said. Selena agreed, noting forest life has charms, though it's lonely. To keep the pigs safe, they stayed vigilant against beasts. With Christina and Selena's skills, it was smooth. Recently, monsters appeared, so they were extra cautious. Life felt balanced again. One day, as they worked, unexpected shadows loomed, hinting at new adventures on the horizon. Renz asked if Doran liked the idea of studying, as Olivia valued his talents, it'd be a waste not to. Doran politely refused, focused on his village. Olivia emphasized knowledge for protection, with the offer always open. On the return, Christina asked about his decision. He affirmed his love for Varan and his ability to guard it. Selena hoped he'd stay, while Christina saw the academy's potential. In the distance, a dark forest stirred with trouble, as demons plotted their assault. The elf tribe fought bravely but fell to the monstrous horde. Witnesses trembled at the demon vessel's approach. In Varan, life continued peacefully. As Doran trained the children, he sensed the world's balance shifting, ready for whatever came next. Selena watched the kids play and felt truly at home, cherishing these simple joys and hoping they endure. Christina's forest adventure idea sparked curiosity, but Doran cautioned her, knowing the risks. Still, with purpose, she pressed on, and they prepared together. The team set out, armed and determined, turning a routine task into a thrilling quest, strengthening their bonds amid nature's wonders. And so, in the heart of Varan, stories of courage, friendship, and hidden dangers wove together, promising an epic tale yet to unfold. Beasts lurked fiercely, so everyone split up to guard the area. Captain Balan warned his team to stay alert, as this place sees few travelers. Any noise must be a monster, so prepare for an attack. No sooner had he finished than the chubby guy was targeted by a sword-tongued tiger. Though not the forest's ruler, this beast was strong and poisonous, terrifying the soldier. Luckily, the captain reacted swiftly, delivering a fatal strike. Just as they thought it was over, giant ants swarmed in. Hearing the cries, Men and his 2 friends rushed to check. They arrived just in time, so Dolan called on Christina for help. They had never seen anything like this, but Men knew it wasn't just a monster, it was a demon soldier created by one of the demon world's inhabitants. This was only the start. Of the low-level scouts, Men quickly defeated the captain's attacker, but then the giant ants appeared. Hearing the screams, he and his 2 friends rushed over to help. They made it in time, so Dolan asked Christina for assistance. They had never encountered creatures like this, but Men recognized them as demon soldiers, not mere monsters, created by those dwelling in the demon realm. These were just the lowly scouts, sent to spy. Men easily took down the captain's foe, calling these demons drots, which surprised Christina. She asked about them, and he explained he'd read about them in books. Though foolish, they had immense speed and strength, so he held one back for her to strike with her ranged magic. Dolan's surprise attack was powerful, but not enough to finish it off. They needed Christina's final blow to make it vanish into nothingness. Men urged her to keep it secret, fearing chaos if people knew demons were attacking. That night, those involved gathered for a meeting. The village elder checked on Captain Balan's condition. Though not life-threatening, he needed rest. Others worried about the sword-tongued tiger's attack, and no one could identify what had struck him. More importantly, Christina asked if such creatures often appeared in the forest. The elder said it was the first time they'd heard of such strange beings, so they hid the fact that it involved the demon side. The biggest concern was the villagers' morale, as Balan was their strongest warrior. His injury would shake them deeply. Men knew even a sword-tongued tiger's appearance was shocking here, so he stayed silent about the demon soldiers, which were far worse. He wondered what was happening in the forest. Maguru arrived, saying Captain Balan had woken up. After examining his wounds, she realized the cuts were stronger than a tiger's, suggesting a foe they could barely handle if it invaded. Dolan asked his master about the mysterious events in the forest and wanted to investigate. Maguru wisely said that no matter what, they must learn to live alongside such threats for coexistence. That's how border folk survive, harmonizing with nature and returning to the Earth Mother upon death. But Men thought of challenging nature. He believed they sometimes had to fight to secure the future for the children, or regret it later. Hearing this, his master agreed to let him investigate, but only with support in case of danger. Christina volunteered, but the village elder stopped her, worried about explaining to the academy if she got hurt. They had promised Commissioner Gouda to keep her safe. So, Selena stepped up, her special eyes sure to help Men. Dolan planned to go alone, but seeing Selena's serious face, he agreed. Christina was advised to stay, as this was the village's issue. No one could protect her forever. The elder approved for the 2 to go, but they must prioritize their safety and run back if things turned bad. They promised to return safely. The next morning, the pair set out with a mountain of gear that Selena carried. It had been ages since they had private time together. Selena thought he was flirting, feeling thrilled, and vowed to be useful so he wouldn't see her as a burden. Dolan felt secure, especially with Selena's eyes that could control others. Nothing could stop them. They reached the forest edge and spotted Christina there. Men asked casually, pretending nothing was wrong, and greeted her good morning. Dolan was surprised she hadn't been forbidden to come. She said she was just out for fresh air, but really wanted to help. Men insisted this was their problem to solve, yet Christina loved Varan village deeply and would give her all for its people. That's what he thought, regardless of right or wrong. Dolan had no words, and Selena agreed it was fine to have her along for extra support. If she were in Christina's shoes, Selena would do the same. So, Men suggested they go together, not that she was following. Soon they encountered a swarm of spiders. Selena held them back so the duo could shine. Though numerous, these creatures weren't strong, making it easy to push through. Suddenly, another beast appeared, worrying Christina. Shockingly, Selena approached and offered it an apple, befriending it. Turning to Dolan, it was even more astonishing he held 7 of its young. She'd never seen a beast so tame. Not only that, it apologized for scaring them after accepting the gift. With things calm, The group paused to rest and even fed the 7 monkeys, as they looked pitiful. Christina wondered how this was possible, asking if they weren't afraid to share a meal with monsters. Selena reminded her that she herself was a dangerous creature. Christina, being so close to Selena, had forgotten that in her subconscious. At least Selena had a human upper body, unlike these monkeys. Men pulled out a jar of jamweight, no, jelly made by his family for the girls to try. It was their latest product, exciting Selena. Christina sat frozen, so Selena guided her to bond with the monkey young. Watching them eat was actually cute, so the swordswoman tried petting their heads. They were just hungry, not malicious. If attacked, it was likely for food. Dolan was amazed that a mother as strong as this had been driven from her home, suggesting the giant spiders they met earlier faced the same. This pointed to something serious deep in the forest. Christina tried Dolan's mother's bread and praised it as delicious. He shared cured and dried meat, making the meal soft and tasty. Sharing food in the forest with monsters felt like an adventure. Selena complimented Christina's beauty while eating, making her blush and say it was like she stepped from a classic painting. Flustered, Christina thought they were teasing. Selena asked for tips on being more alluring to boost her charm magic. Dolan said it wasn't necessary, as she was already beautiful, implying she was attractive enough, making Selena dream of being his wife. She shyly thought he was hiding his feelings because he was shy with girls. Suddenly, a threat emerged, endangering them all. A glowing orb appeared. It was a wounded fairy, desperately warning them to run, but the demon soldiers were closing in. These were the same demons from before, so Dolan struck them down. Selena safely moved the monkeys away, while the 2 sword fighters coordinated to eliminate the horde. The numbers were vast this time. Selena was surrounded until Dolan supported her with a rain of energy blasts. His ranged magic was effective but not continuous, so they relied on swords. 2 demons attacked together, forcing him to use his dragon strength, crushing one's head easily. Though living as a human, he felt guilty using that power from his parents. Christina fought valiantly and was saved by Selena when threatened. Selena humbly said she was fine anyway, calling it Christina's charming bravery. Selena blushed at the praise. The fairy, now stable, thanked them. Shocked to see humans with a lamia, she introduced herself as Mo. She explained being chased by demon soldiers suddenly. Men realized this explained the beasts fleeing the forest. It was due to these demons, the scouts, signaling worse to come. Christina asked Mo for more details on the forest's changes. Mo said her people were in trouble but couldn't ally yet. Suddenly, they were surrounded. Men saw no malice and urged peace, lowering weapons. Selena understood and closed her eyes, forcing Christina to follow. The elves appeared, ordering Mo to stay away. Dolan was annoyed at being seen as villains. Tension rose until Mo vouched for them. The elf leader Geo thanked them for saving Mo. The elves, guardians of the forest, rarely interacted with others and questioned their presence. Dolan introduced himself as a Varan villager, explaining the beasts had invaded their home, so they were investigating. He apologized for not asking permission first. Geo understood they weren't intruders and advised them to leave due to the dire situation. Dolan mentioned the demons, surprising Geo. He confirmed they knew and were struggling against the dark forces. Christina asked if the elves had any defense plans, inquiring about their numbers and weapons as a noble concerned for them. Seeing the elves at risk, she even grabbed Geo, demanding help, leaving the others stunned. She explained their village was in danger too, so helping the elves would protect their home. If the forest fell, the demons would spread. The elves relaxed, seeing her passion. After talking, Christina apologized for being too forward. Selena said it wasn't bad, as she was worried for the elves. They saw their saviors as kind and strong, especially with Selena in the group, building trust quickly. Men was glad Christina's boldness helped now. Having lived millions of years, he knew the demon gate's danger. If only scouts came, it was fine, but if it fully opened, catastrophe would follow. He vowed to destroy them, even if his dragon's soul was exposed and he was exiled. Men proposed helping the elves push back the demons, despite it violating their laws, as the situation demanded it. Theo, Geo's sister, supported the decision, as did the elves, given the crisis. Everyone was relieved. Dolan assured they could handle their safety, so the elves could fight freely. As they shook on it, a massive rumble signaled the battle's start. All were shocked by the evil magic. Dolan felt it was familiar, having encountered it before. The demon gate in the sky opened halfway, unleashing 3 powerful demons. Though only 3 had crossed, it threatened the forest. Geo wanted to rush back, so men enhanced everyone with wind magic for speed. They raced to the village before it was too late. The demons eyed the human lands, planning to claim them for the Demon King. As pioneers, they aimed to prove their strength. One wanted to explore and slaughter for fun, turning it into a game. The Red One challenged the others to find the elf village first, with the winner getting to rampage. Rosia invited Geron, but he wasn't interested in the weak and was just doing his job. Gus headed to the largest tree, while Rosia followed the scent of flowers, eager to express her affection to them. At the elf village, they were desperately holding off the ant swarm. The battle had raged for hours with no end. Swarms of monsters emerged from nowhere. Worse, Jealous arrived, introducing himself as one of the 4 great knights of the demon realm, declaring full war. He blasted their walls with his skills, causing panic as he was overwhelmingly strong. Men and his group were rushing back, learning of attacks from the north by high-level demons. Geo ordered them to reinforce the southwest. More beasts blocked their path, delaying their return. The demon reveled in the elves' screams, targeting another victim until the forest's guardian spirit intervened. Nature's power restrained him, with black roses draining his blood and mana. War erupted everywhere. Dolan unleashed wide-area attacks to clear a path for the warriors. Christina excelled, eliminating the remaining beasts with Selena. As demon soldiers kept coming, men asked them to hold the line longer, giving them magic crystals to boost their stats. This was from his swamp adventure with Selena. Christina activated a windstorm, blowing away the foes, while Selena created spikes to pierce them. Men followed with a massive flame, wiping out the rest. Geo was shocked by their power, and joked about relying on them more. This showed Dolan they were valuable allies. Back at the battle, Gus was still trapped by Diodora. She accused him of destroying the forest and slaughtering lives. Though at a disadvantage, he defiantly claimed weakness was the real fault. Diodora saw him as arrogant and weak. Rosia joined, destroying Diodora's black roses. She called Diodora the flower spirit with immense magic. Meanwhile, men and his group reached the village, finding it stable but other areas not. They split to reinforce. The demons bantered, with Gus wanting to fight Diodora alone, but Rosia thought she was a better match. She called other spirits, but none responded. Rosia revealed she'd destroyed Diodora's kin, enraging her. The demons taunted that flowers compete, and only the black rose remained. Diodora attacked fiercely but made mistakes. Rosia's skills withered plant magic, countering her completely. Rosia boasted of growing in the harsh demon realm, making her superior. She saw other flowers as sacrifices for her beauty. Diodora fought on, landing a graze that infuriated Rosia. The black rose warned not to underestimate it. Rosia got serious, damaging Diodora. Gus joined the assault, breaking her defenses. Just in time, Dolan descended, threatening the demons. They were baffled by a human's power. Dolan checked on Diodora, who was stable. Gus attacked, but Christina blocked him, and Dolan struck back, though not deeply. The elves sniped from cover, hitting their marks. Then, a greater evil arrived, the last of the 4 great knights, far stronger. Jealous boasted of crushing them before it got there. Another magic surge distracted everyone Selena had joined. Furious at the deaths, summoning a great serpent, Rosia wanted its mana, but men blasted her away. Diodora slammed her down, mocking her ugliness. Jeren was restrained by Selena, and men finished with earth and fire spears. He shifted target, sensing another foe. Jeren arrived to help, challenging Selena. Distracted, she let him escape. He didn't want interference and stabbed her, but Christina blocked it twice, astonishing him. He called her a super resilient type. Christina didn't understand, thinking it was demon jargon. Now targeting her, he was excited for the fight. Though strong, he was slow, letting Christina dodge and strike his weak spots. He healed quickly, praising her skill. Selena dueled Jeron, who was the most composed demon. He let her attack first. She burned him with dark magic, but he wasn't impressed, challenging her to choke him out. This was her weakness she hesitated to kill. Jeron mocked her as a half-hearted Lamia. Men intervened, using dragon strength to punch him. Though shocked, Jeron wasn't done, as they were elite knights. The final knight arrived, halting the fight. His endless magic and warrior form intimidated all. With the soldiers defeated, victory hinged on beating these 4. Job, eager for a challenge, faced men, apologizing to Jeren. As a former god fallen to darkness, he sought worthy foes. Men engaged him, introducing himself. Job was surprised, recognizing the name. Though human, men used dragon power to counter him, shocking Job. They clashed fiercely. Men's agility let him land spells, but Job's triple swords and shield made magic useless. All watched in awe, unsure who had the edge. They praised each other's skills. Job revealed his god origins. Men sensed his secrets but fought on. Worried about the village, men hesitated to use full dragon power. Job overwhelmed him with advanced swordplay. Desperate, men tapped into dragon strength. Rosia and Gellis joined, but Jeren stopped them. Men countered powerfully, only Job realizing the change. The intruders were repelled, and Job called a retreat, giving 3 days to join or fight. He warned if not, they'd die. Jeren advised Selena against mercy. The demons left, promising revenge. Christina vowed to make them pay. If he taps into dragon force for this fight, the entire elf village might crumble before we take down the 4 enemy knights. Not wanting to drag things out, he unleashes his ultimate sword mastery to overwhelm Dolan. The strikes come with blinding speed and no weaknesses, leaving Dolan with no choice but to dodge desperately. Even when he lands a hit, it's useless. Realizing he can't win this way, he decides to channel a hint of his dragon power. Rapfia and Jealous, watching from the sidelines and growing bored, charge in to ambush the 2 women, hoping to help. But Geron blocks their path, refusing to let them interfere. Seeing them try to use their meager strength against him, Dolan counters with even stronger moves. Only Jobs senses the shift in the fight, growing more certain of his suspicions. Those 2 fools suffer heavy damage. The wounds are severe, so their teammate apologizes for the disruption, but Jobs is convinced these surprise attacks won't defeat him. He amps up his magic, preparing a perfect ultimate strike. Once a god, he wields power from the heavens, aiming to subdue Dolan in one blow. He declares that if Dolan can block this skill, he'll acknowledge him as a formidable foe. This is one of his proudest ultimate techniques, rarely blocked by anyone. Selena is deeply worried, but Jobs smirks, wondering if Dolan will deflect it or fall. To everyone's shock, Dolan gathers just enough dragon force to blast the power skyward. All are stunned by this display. Jobs has met an incredibly powerful rival, with no words left to describe it. To reach the surface, they signed a dark contract, but facing someone like Dolan makes it all worthwhile. Dolan declares he's not fighting for their entertainment. Jobs knows he hasn't used his full strength yet, as he's protecting his friends, so Dolan decides to pause. He warns the forest dwellers, join the demon realm's forces, or fight to the death. They have 3 days to decide. Jobs calls his teammates back, saying today's skirmish is enough. The Iron Warrior advises Selena that any hidden sympathy for the enemy will get her killed next time. The other 2 are frustrated but obey, vowing to settle the score later. Christina shows fierce determination, promising to make him pay in 3 days, while Rosia fumes. Diodora swears to torture her until she begs for release. She seeks revenge for her comrades and family, ready for total war. For now, they'll hold off attacks for 3 days, but then she'll fight him with everything. Jobs can hardly believe he's destined to battle the dragon god in human form, calling fate cruel. The little snake girl rushes to embrace the boy she loves, fearing for his safety. She mentions his earlier smile gave her chills. To ease her worries, he assures her he's unscathed. Christina and the snake girl feel the same relief. More importantly, they have so many questions after witnessing that breathtaking battle. Let's wrap this up and talk more. With the forest dwellers' casualties minimized, the elf tribe is deeply grateful. Goyo leads the 3 to meet the village elder, along with 2 key figures. The elder has heard of Dolan and thanks them for saving Mora and protecting the village. Your power surpasses human limits, so we've invited an important resident from town to assess it, the academy headmaster. Olivia, who is also from this village, has seen Dolan's abilities before. She expresses her thanks for helping everyone. Born here, she chose to live outside the forest to gain knowledge, but rushed back upon hearing of the crisis. Unexpectedly, you 3 arrived too. The elder discusses the main issue. We won't wait idly for 3 days. We plan a full assault on the gate. Destroy it, and those powerful foes will be forced from this world. Those 4 need the gate's energy, so this plan is our best chance. Better to fight fiercely than wait for doom. Even if we lose, we'll stop their world-shattering scheme. If we win, the occupied forest will heal. Dolan agrees with the elder's plan and offers their help in the battle. Tomorrow, we'll join the fight. The elder doesn't want to owe favors, but clearly, you hold immense power and will be our main force. Normally, we'd beg for aid, but now, it's humbling for our great tribes to seek help. Though it's embarrassing for the 3 strongest tribes to ask, the crisis demands it, so the elder sets pride aside. The spider tribe feels fortunate for your offer. Olivia assures everyone that Christina, Selena, and Dolan are trustworthy. She's requested aid from the kingdom, so soldiers will soon arrive for this massive battle. We must craft a flawless strategy against the 4 demon knights. After this fight, we've learned their strengths and weaknesses, feeling the fierce resolve of the 3 tribes to protect the forest. So, we'll do everything to make it real and not disappoint anyone. The 2 women vow the Samato wipe out the monsters from this land. The scene shifts to the demon knights, where Rosia and Gus vent their rage on the demon soldiers for failing against your group. Jaren urges them to stay calm. As soldiers don't grow on trees for a full war, he asks Jobs to hold them back, but he doesn't care. Jobs knows their fighting spirit is boiling over, so letting them unleash it is better. Deep down, they all crave another clash with your group. Jeron notes the snake girl is still young but has huge potential. If she unleashes it, she'll be a thrilling opponent. Jobs, of course, wants to fight Dolan. He believes an unforgettable battle awaits. After years of dull victories, this excitement is rare. Dolan has everything a warrior needs: will, skill, and unmatched manner. It reminds Jobs of the Heavenly War, where he fought in the God's Legion against demons. That brutal battle exhausted everyone, but the White Dragon King never wavered, driving back the demon army. That sight is etched in Jobs' mind. The goddess Mali, a friend of the dragon god, called upon this mighty being. The ancient dragon god who slaughtered countless demons now lives as a human. To Jobs, the White Dragon King is a name that strikes fear, ending wars and ushering in a new era. Whatever happens, the upcoming clash will be an epic dragon showdown, like never before. Back with Dolan, after the meeting, he slips away to chat with the beauty. Diodora stands alone, looking sad, as she's the last rose spirit. When asked why he's here, he admits he's looking for her. She warns him to stay away, but suddenly, he's right beside her. It's all an illusion. He's worried about her wounds with battle looming tomorrow, so he can't leave her like this. The Black Rose is surprised he spotted Rosia's poison. She's been hiding it to avoid worrying others. Impressed by her ability to move normally, he channels dragon life energy to heal her, claiming it's a purification spell. From the start, she sensed something otherworldly about Dolan, wondering if he's even human. He'd be grateful if she treats him as an ordinary person. Asking about her sadness, she explains that among the roses, some were stunningly beautiful and didn't deserve such an end. That's why she must seek revenge. Hearing this, Dolan offers his help, making her joyful and thankful for the healing. Now, she can fight at full strength tomorrow without worry. She's glad for this heartfelt talk. Selena wonders where he's been, and Theo and Mora bring tea to relax. Knowing he's strong, Fire wants to care for him so he won't go hungry in battle. He enjoys it, praising the village's fresh, nature-inspired food. Dolan thinks eating this daily would never bore him. Christina devoured hers earlier, leaving none. Selena feels jealous as Christina eats like a beast but stays fit. She explains she's the type who doesn't gain weight easily, turning food into energy through training. The snake girl admires how Christina has curves where it counts. The elf girl feels hurt, as her tribe isn't blessed with that, being slim with fair skin and pretty faces. Suddenly, the four women notice Dolan listening intently, leaving them speechless. With others, he should look embarrassed, but he doesn't. Christina tells him to control his thoughts, as he's at that growing age. He insists his mind is pure, complimenting Fio's beauty and telling her not to be jealous. She feels delighted and suggests they talk more another time, as tomorrow brings war, so they rest early. But seeing Selena's hand tremble in fear, Dolan worries. That night, the snake girl can't sleep and sits alone, so he checks on her. Thinking he's restless, she notes her hand is still shaking. He lies, saying he just wanted fresh air. She points to the stunning starry sky over the elf village. Dolan is awestruck by the dreamlike scene, understanding why they'd risk everything to protect it. Moonlight filters through the leaves, creating a magical glow, all thanks to the elves living in harmony with nature for centuries. They hear the faint clinks of the forge, as skilled blacksmiths prepare weapons for tomorrow's heroes. He sits with her, sharing that people call him strange, but he feels numb to it. Shifting, he sees her worry, and admits he might have pulled her into this chaos, knowing she hates war. Selena says she's not afraid of battle but despises harming others. She regrets not killing the demon general earlier, even though he massacred her elfkin and rose spirits. If she had, their side would have an edge. Now, she blames herself as a useless Lamia, capable of saving more but failing to act. Dolan confesses he once saw snake people as cold-blooded, but meeting her changed that. That's why he invited her to live with them, not like other Lamia. Her words feel like a confession, making her blush. He tells her she doesn't need to change, he's happy with her as is. Her differences bring strength, and he prefers her pure, kind-hearted self. Overjoyed, she's speechless, especially with his gift. It's a magic crystal, crystallized from Dragon Force, though he won't explain how. The snake girl is amazed by its purity, far surpassing any normal crystal. He calls it his favorite, now hers, to protect his dear one. Tomorrow's fierce battle makes it even more precious. He urges her to trust him and fear nothing. Regaining her confidence, Christina teases the pair for their midnight chat, wrapping them in a blanket against the chill. Feeling left out, she joins, savoring the peaceful moment before the storm. Like everyone here, she wants to safeguard this beautiful village. Selena vows no more hesitation. If her strength is needed, she'll give it all. Inspired, Christina declares they'll crush evil and restore peace. Finally, the snake girl rests, easing their worries. Christina senses her tension, but trusts Dolan's insight. Curious, she asks about Jalus's super-endurance phrase. Dolan acts surprised but keeps its meaning hidden. The next morning, all warriors gather. Goyo rallies them, urging them to defend their home and honor the fallen. The forest cries out, and he can't forget his comrade's screams. Let hatred for evil fuel your victory. The righteous fury begins. Their target is the gate linking worlds. With 3 minor gates around, they split into teams. Olivia leads the elves, with elders commanding the beast and spider tribes. Goyo and Diodora patrol to aid the main force to the gate. You 3 are the forest's hope, facing the enemy generals head-on. Approaching the gate, they're blocked, so Selena stays to fight, buying time for Christina and Dolan. Though worried, they respect her resolve and let her support Goyo's group. The demon knights sense the full assault. Jobs eagerly awaits his clash with the dragon god, while the others crave battle. Gus guards the nearest gate, so the spider and beast tribes attack. Rosie awaits, and her only rival appears Diodora, alone. The Black Rose knows help won't change the danger, so she fights solo. The demon thinks they're underestimating her, and vows to torture Diodora until she begs for death. Diodora promises to make her wither for her evils. Geron's battle starts. His armor is nearly impenetrable, so the elves target joints with arrows. Goyo is quickly overpowered, knowing their weak attacks won't harm him. Then, Selena's hailstorm crashes down, astonishing everyone. She can't believe her own strength, boosted by Dolan's gift. Fio is surprised to see her here, not at the main gate. Selena explains Christina and Dolan are there, so she's helping. Jaren takes some damage, thrilled, guessing it's the Snake Girl's work. He praises the powerful strike, feeling fate drew them together again. He dreams of devouring her, but she retorts she'll consume him. Back with Dolan, he's not at the main gate yet, worrying about the Snake Girl against those demon generals. Dolan isn't worried, knowing his crystal will protect her. He trusts the Lamia's strength with resolve. Christina is glad but still anxious. She wants to help, but he explains concentrating forces weakens other gates. The crystal is special, offering great support, so they press on. At Jalot's gate, the tide favors evil. The tribe's efforts are futile against his might. Luckily, Christina arrives to save them, as asked to head to the main gate. Her surprise attack knocks him back, delighting the saved Spider Girl. Christina urges everyone to retreat and let her handle him, not wanting more deaths. He preferred Dolan, but super endurance works. She activates her sword's second form, vowing a quick end. He wants her to savor the fight. It's balanced, her speed and skill versus his recovery and strength. He attacks relentlessly, not defending, knowing she can't finish in one blow. If it drags, he gains. His wounds heal instantly. He compliments her, earning her irritation at the phrase. Dolan takes another path, believing she'll win, to minimize losses before facing Jobs. He activates Dragon Force, sprouting wings to fly to a minor gate. For Diodora, she's cleared Rosia's soldiers and taunts her to fight before she escapes. Rosia traps her in a rose cage, knowing it limits her, but Diodora stays for honor. The 2 rose spirits unleash their powers. Diodora tries to dispel Rosia's toxic mist but fails. Rosia calls her clever but boasts her own special skill, striking with absorbed life force. Diodora is outraged, as it's like controlling fallen comrades. Life force is the mightiest for rose spirits. Used right, it's a huge advantage. Diodora dodges, but the orbs overwhelm, wounding her slightly. Rosia suggests she embrace it to stay close to her comrades. Enraged, Diodora attacks with vines, but they dissolve on contact. To win, she must counter this dominant ability. With the advantage secured, she doesn't rush to end it, toying with the Black Rose to settle an old score. The opponent's suffering drags on, delighting her more. Diodora declares she's no toy for amusement. She unleashes a new skill, creating unexpected black roses. Surprisingly, Diodora shares a power like Rosia's reason she didn't use it before. She despises it for bringing only death, and she never wanted that. Yet, seeing her as a foe to eliminate for the Spirit Flower's vengeance, she breaks the seal. This excites the opponent even more, eager to see who truly masters absorbing life force. And so, the 2 Spirit Flowers begin to cancel each other out. Diodora, unused to this skill, falters, while Rosia, who wields the poisonous bone barrier daily, is highly proficient and easily repels her rival's dark mist. She mocks Diodora for her bold words, letting her poison spread, draining the life from the black roses. The foe thinks coming alone was a grave mistake. Diodora will wither in solitude unnoticed. She asks how it feels as life slips away, but this is exactly what Diodora wanted, waiting for Raffia to absorb enough black roses before playing her trump card. Raffia savors the moment until pain surges through her body. She's been tricked. The black rose's life force flows as poison within her. Confused, she watches as a flower bud emerges, binding her body and sealing her powers. The life force she sucked in now nourishes the plant. Knowing her enemy is doomed, Diodora explains why her flower blooms from within. Recalling the previous battle, the black rose cleverly planted seeds in the wounds. This fight's fate was sealed back then. Diodora endured to ensure victory didn't slip away. Raphia screams in agony as thorns pierce her, shattering bones until she's crushed completely. The battle ends with the Black Rose claiming triumph, though Diodora suffers heavy wounds and drained life force. Unable to fight on, the demon soldiers swarm in. Luckily, Dolan arrives, unleashing an energy rain to wipe them out. Seeing him, Diodora faints from exhaustion, clueless about what's happening. The scene shifts to Selena, where things are dire. The snake girl is hit by Jeren's deadly strike, endangering her life. Her friends worry, pierce through, unsure how to save her. Dolan, unaware of this, helps the Black Rose recover her life force and seals the gate as planned, halting demon soldiers for now. Diodora asks about the magic circle's type. It boasts high healing power, keeping her safe until fully mended. Rescued twice, she's grateful, but this form of his isn't human at all. He explains it's just wings he's created. He's still a village folk. Revealing his past as a dragon, he's reborn with dragon force. Diodora is stunned, never encountering dragons before, and amazed he's reincarnated. She considers joining elsewhere for support, but her body is weak. Dolan advises rest, assuring he'll handle the rest with others. She insists on coming, demanding he carry her, even trying to charm him with her beauty, but Dolan isn't swayed and refuses. Out of options, she wishes him victory and reminds him to be cautious, as George surpasses the 3 demon generals combined, potentially devastating the forest. At Selena's side, she's brought down with a huge hole in her tail, but it's not vital organ, so it's just blood loss. Her elf friends aid her, but can't heal the wound. Then, a special gem activates, granting healing powers, easing their worries. They urge the snake girl to hide while they fight on. Half conscious, she resists leaving alone. Fio begs her to return, causing Selena pain. Meanwhile, Christina holds her ground, launching distant strikes that miss, only to take more hits as her recovery weakens. She wonders how many blows it takes to make him log out. Gello acknowledges her super durability is terrifying. He explains that in the underworld, beings with overwhelming power are called super withstanders. Though human-like, Christina possesses monstrous abilities, but her uniqueness leads to hatred and rejection by ordinary people. He adds that super withstanders are nature's enemies. With human forms, they can destroy demons, gods, and even ancient dragons. That's why Dolan hid it from her. The dragon-slaying hero's tale shocks Christina. Seeing the White Dragon King, Job bows respectfully as a former warrior. He must have told his team that Dolan is the reincarnated dragon god. Finding the friendship between him and Christina amusing, she reveals her heroic blood, showcasing peak skills, severing Gus's arms and legs, leaving him shocked at the hero's power. He wonders how the dragon god felt being killed by such a being. Christina ends it by taking his head. If what she knows is true, the hero betrayed his dragon friend, surely fueling the White Dragon's resentment. Dolan hears from George about his past as a war god, long eager to clash with him. Surprised he's challenged knowing his identity, George notes his human form limits him, but he's confident now, saddened by his obsession leading to dark paths. To ease the fight, George invites the dragon god to the demon realm, avoiding destruction here. Dolan agrees. In the demon realm, the landscape is bleak, just barren land. Selena is advised to flee and not look back. Fio acts innocently to reassure her. Terrified, Selena doesn't want to harm anyone and wishes to escape, but that would betray the elves. Feeling pathetic for hesitating, she tries to follow Fio, but her body won't obey. Normally, Lamia like her wouldn't hesitate, but Selena hates violence, or perhaps she's just cowardly making excuses. They keep attacking Jeren's joints, thinking they're weak spots, but his inner body is extraordinary. Impressed they've lasted, he gets serious. Though weaker than Job, he's stronger than the fallen ones. His armor opens, revealing just bones, allowing shape-shifting. Even his gear is part of his body. The elf screams awaken Selena. If she doesn't act, all will die from her weakness. Gazing at Dolan's gifted stone, now empowered, she admits she doesn't want to hurt anyone, but fears seeing friends suffer more. Gio is downed, unable to fight back. Jeren sends him flying for the finish. Fio screams in despair, but Selena blocks, using sin chains to bind him and urging everyone to flee as her mana surges, terrifying even herself. Jeren joyfully breaks the chains to attack, but she's halted by a massive blow. He praises Alamia's power but wonders why she didn't use it earlier. In response, he maxes his magic, but Selena stands firm, declaring her resolve, calling stones to crush him. Though painful, it's not enough. She invokes the Lamia secret art, binding his soul with serpent blood. Shocked, he's frozen. The magic crystal from Dolan enhances it. Her cursed eyes prove formidable. Begging for forgiveness, she delivers the final strike with the great serpent, feeling like a dragon's devourer. Jeren fights fate but vanishes like his comrades. Gio and Fio can't believe she turned the tide from defeat. Not in vain, the fallen elves' spirits are honored. Selena silently thanks Dolan, who's ready for his duel in the demon realm. The area is eerily quiet. George explains his mercenary life needs only battles. Dolan activates his primal arm. Here, he can unleash fully without harm. Excited, George admits he once feared him more than gods but now tests if his human form withstands his full power. Dolan grants his wish, but at the cost of his life. George charges respectfully but is repelled. Thrilled, he unleashes his ultimate technique, a sword piercing heavens and hell, birthing a despair storm. Dolan simply cuts through it all, shocking him with the immeasurable dragon force. Back with the group, they regroup at the main gate, where they think Dolan fights. Seeing Christina safe, Selena is overjoyed, and so is she. Diodora's presence confuses Fio, as she was ordered to assist her brother, but she apologizes for settling a debt with the poisonous spirit flower. Generally, victory is cause for joy. At the gate, headmistress Olivia arrives, but Dolan's absent. Realizing they entered the demon realm, she's worried. Nearby, a magic stone intrigues her. The elders report all demon soldiers are defeated, and destroying the gate finishes it. Hearing Dolan's not back, the spider elder worries and suggests destroying the gate now. The other elders agree. It's key to restoring peace, despite the moral conflict. If he wins and returns, fine. If not, more demons come, and they're weakened. Back with Dolan, he dominates. No matter George's strikes, he blocks them all. Even with 4 swords, it's futile. Dolan sends him flying with an enhanced punch, nearly destroying his armor. His battle lust drives him to rise, unfazed. He unleashes his perfected technique, chaos sword blending god and demon power. Dolan dodges to probe, then withstands it, countering with dragon breath that obliterates George's skill. The explosion alerts those knowing Dolan is in the demon realm. The undying demon general charges, but Dolan senses and severs his arms. Though he persists, the gap is vast. Even in human form, Dolan ends it swiftly. George realizes his best wasn't enough against the White Dragon King. Dolan praises his spirit and will, rivaling war gods. Honored, George weeps, content with his end. Dolan sees his sword as justice for the forest lives lost. George accepts it without regret and fades. Witnessing this, a mysterious figure is thrilled, having waited to reunite with Dolan, believing the White Dragon King wouldn't vanish to humans. She promises to visit later. Soon, Dolan returns safely, delighting all. Selena rushes to embrace him. The gate is destroyed. Victory belongs to the Green Realm. They celebrate as the forest revives. The group is thanked and stays for the feast. Fio helps her friends dress provocatively. Selena's fine, but Christina's unused to revealing clothes and feels shy, asking Dolan's thoughts. He stares, calling it a great reward. She's invited elsewhere. Fio asks Dolan his next move. He invites Selena to dance. She agrees, enjoying the joy. Her wounds are healed, so no worries. She admits wanting to flee earlier, but Dolan says standing for friends is enough. Hold your head high. She credits him. The crystal he gave sparked her strength. At the feast's end, Min hears a familiar song about him and the hero. It's Christina singing of their legendary battle against evil. Dolan applauds, asking its origin. It's passed through her family generations. Indeed, she's the hero's descendant. She hesitates on the next part, a great shame. The next day, they prepare to leave. The headmistress invites Dolan again, and he's interested. Diodora's smitten, kissing him, shocking everyone. Selena scolds her for it, as she hasn't even kissed him yet. The Black Rose gives her seeds as thanks for saving her twice. Dolan easily counters his chaos technique with dragon breath, blowing it away. The blast awakens those aware of him in the demon realm. The surviving general charges, but Dolan cuts him down, ending the gap. George accepts his fate, vanishing honorably. A mysterious girl watches, excited for their reunion, knowing the White Dragon endures. She'll visit later. Dolan returns, and they destroy the gate, celebrating victory. The forest revives, they're thanked and feast. Fio dresses them up. Christina feels shy, but Dolan admires. She asks his plans. He invites Selena to dance, enjoying the moment. Her healing is complete. She shares her fears, but he reassures her. At the end, he hears the song and applauds Christina's performance, learning of her heritage. They prepare to leave. She's invited to the academy, and he's considering. Diodora kisses him, sparking jealousy from Selena, who gives seeds as gratitude. Dolan dances with Selena, celebrating their bond. She reflects on her growth thanks to his gift. The feast ends with songs of legend. He hears the familiar tune and approaches. It's Christina singing their epic tale. He praises her, discovering her family legacy. She hesitates on the shameful part. The next day, they depart. The headmistress persists, and he's intrigued. Diodora's affection leads to a kiss, amusing all. Selena protests, as it's her first, and the black rose offers seeds as a token of twice saved life.